So you're interested in having your face mapping done?
Yes.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, what's your interest in face mapping?
I'm just curious to see what different things do on the face and
Okay.
how they act.
Okay. And you said you never had this done before?
No.
Have you ever had any kind of skin inspection or exam before?
No.
I can see you wearing makeup.
Yes.
Do you mind if I take some of that off?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm just going to clip the hair.
Okay.
Do you suffer with dry skin or oily skin?
A little bit dry skin.
Okay, is that all over, do you find, or any particular areas?
Like here and sometimes around my eyes.
Okay. I'm just going to do a quick inspection to decide what cleaner to use on your face.
Okay.
And I will wipe my hands. I don't use gloves because I like to be able to feel the texture of the skin.
Okay.
Do you use fake tan?
Sometimes.
Do you have it on your face at the moment?
No.
Okay. And when you're buying makeup, do you choose a matte or a glossy kind of dewy foundation?
Normally a matte.
Okay. There are a few little dry spots. Now, I'm not going to remove all of your makeup. I'm just going to focus on the face is like very symmetrical, so the organs that are affected on one side will also be the same on the other. Okay, I will check both sides, but I'll kind of focus on one side to begin with. Alright, so let's get you to wait. Okay, I'm going to use a slightly stronger cleanser just to remove the makeup, and then a more gentle one, and then a toner as well.
Okay.
We do have a sleeping dog in the next room, which is what you might be able to hear. Okay, so I'm just cleaning the face first because it's going to be very difficult for me to inspect the skin if it's kind of covered, because it'll kind of mask any problems that I would have detected. Is this feeling okay?
Yeah.
Do you feel any drying or anything?
No.
So I'm using some water as well as the cleanser. Just because this particular one, it's quite thick, so you do need to wash it off. And the next one I'm about to use, you don't. Okay, so this is for sensitive skin, and the one I used before is like an ultra cleaner for all skin types, whereas this one is more for kind of dry or irritated skin.
Okay.
We do have some makeup products that you can use before you leave, just to even out. But you are wearing quite light makeup, so
Yeah.
it doesn't look too drastic. So normally I would just use one type of cleanser on the skin. I'm only using two because of the makeup. And this is a toner. This is alcohol free, so it's not going to have like that drying effect that you usually find. So let's use a fresh. It doesn't really have much of a smell, which is probably a good thing. Okay. Now a toner is useful for... Do you use a toner at all?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll know then it's good for just getting any impurities off that the cleanser may not have done. I don't always use it, especially if I've used like warm water and my face is really clean. It doesn't really need it.
Okay.
So, does your skin feel a little bit dry?
Feels okay.
It will get slightly more dry, so I'm just going to use, just give that a smell.
That smells nice.
Just, it's very light and it will just keep the skin nice and moisturised whilst I inspect it. Okay, how does that feel?
Nice.
Perfect, right. So I've prepared the skin now. Put some of these lids back on. So, in terms of your diet, what's your diet like?
I'm not very healthy.
Okay. A lot of fatty foods, salty foods, a lot of takeaways.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't seem to have too many spots, which is great. Just turn your head. A lot of people will find that genetics play a part in their skin being quite healthy. You're very lucky in that you can eat like that, and obviously you're not overweight, which is great as well. I can see that there is some darkening just under your eyes, just showing you this here, just on this area, like that, and that is partly because there is less fat there, so it's that's why people have injections under their eyes, and it provides more of a layer, and it can brighten the under eye. So the darkening can be caused by salt, which in your case might be one of the causes. So the under eyes are the kidneys. So they can relate to different parts of the body. So we're going to start with the forehead area. Okay, so the forehead is relating to the small intestine. Now obviously I have just applied quite a few products, so there are some patches of redness, but there's a slight patch there. Just close your eyes. Yeah, you can open them. There's a slight patch there of redness. Now the small intestine is responsible for nutrients absorption in the digestive system. So once your stomach processes the food, the small intestine needs to take out all of those nutrients and send them around the body. So some of that redness there could indicate that there is a slight issue maybe in there not being enough nutrients, which in your case it might be one of the causes. Would you consider taking multivitamins?
Yes, I do try to take.
What do you take?
Vitamin C, vitamin D, and a multivitamin.
Okay, alright, well that's great. Vitamin C is really good for the skin.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm only pressing quite lightly, and there is some inflammation basically. So when I press on the skin, you can see that it kind of goes slightly more pale where I've pressed, and then it disappears, and that's the blood rushing back into the area. Now when I do it on a part of your forehead, it's slightly more blood on the surface, which could suggest inflammation. I don't want to press it too much because it will start to become irritated, and then it kind of is hard to tell if it's me or the skin. So that's looking at the surface. In terms of dryness, I mean, there is some sun damage, but that is more kind of on the surface. Elasticity, is good. Okay, just down these sides. Now along the actual hairline is the gallbladder. Further down the face we have the lungs. The cheek area here is the large intestine, and then just below your under eye is the stomach. Now, do you put blush?
Yes.
Your cheeks are very rosy. Is that normal? I
think, yeah, they're normally a bit rosy.
Okay. Do you feel quite warm at the moment? Could that be temperature-wise we're alright?
I feel okay, yeah.
So there's definitely some redness in the stomach area. Now, the diet is something that may be definitely contributing to that. Don't worry, I'm not going to poke you, I'm just going to use the blunt end. Yeah, it's definitely slightly inflamed there. It's kind of leaving a white trail. How much water are you drinking a day?
Sometimes it could be 2 litres, sometimes maybe half. It varies from day to day.
Okay, well that's good. That's quite a lot. You use the gym or?
I dance.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now there is some. Now this is interesting. So that's a mole, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some spotting along the large intestine and the chin area as well. I can see some redness and a couple of spots. Now the chin area is hormonal. Are you taking contraception, hormonal contraception?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that will be playing a part. It can kind of cause havoc a little bit on our bodies. And especially if, you know, for certain women, certain times of the month, like myself, I get more spots.
Yeah.
So it's completely normal, but it is sometimes an indication if you're getting quite a lot there that there may be a hormonal imbalance. Okay. And again, a large intestine. It's not too bad there. The lungs, again, this part of your face is very clear. There's not any inflammation really. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at the other side. Which side do you sleep on?
This side.
Okay. I know that it's kind of, people would say maybe change bedding every 2 weeks, but pillowcases you could change them more often. It may help with spotting that's coming up just on this one side.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can recommend some vitamins for the forehead area and the large intestine. So this is the stomach region. So I would say that a fair few of your any kind of redness is coming from your digestive tract.
Okay.
So I can certainly recommend some vitamins. Now, one of the main things that will help is a digestive enzyme.
Okay.
Have you ever taken these before?
No.
I don't suppose you've taken antibiotics recently?
No.
Okay, that's good. Antibiotics can completely wipe out your bacteria in your stomach.
Okay.
So I've got some recommendations for digestive enzymes. So that's one thing. You're doing really well with the vitamins. Do you take vitamin D?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Now the kidney area, which is obviously causing, and I get it as well, but mine's more hereditary, and yours could be too, but reducing salt in the diet. So for example, I hardly have any salt and I still have the bags. So it is something that you can try.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that your mum or your dad have slight bags under?
A little bit.
Okay. So it is something that is natural and you can't necessarily help it, but reducing salt might help.
Okay.
So it's another thing. And obviously hormones are not something you can help, especially relating to kind of contraception and the menstrual cycle, because it's something that we need to do, and we can't kind of control that. I'm just going to have a look at. There is a lot of moisture in the skin. But it could do with being kind of drenched in moisture overnight. Yeah. Vaseline is very good holding in moisture. Oh. So if you wash your face at night and then put a layer of Vaseline over, it does hold the moisture till the morning. Oh. And that's a very cheap thing to do. You can get yourself something like this, which is Midnight Recovery Concentrate. It smells really nice. So it's got things like lavender, chamomile oil, and obviously, again, it works to hold the moisture in. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this. If you just there is some drying on the forehead. Now this is obviously relating to sun damage as well. We have other areas of the face. So for example, your heart is this area here, very close to your hairline, and that looks really healthy. Do you have any other kind of medical problems that you take medication for, or?
No.
Okay, so nice and healthy.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Feels nice.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I've got this. This is an avocado oil eye treatment. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this under your eyes. If you could just look at me and then look up. Okay. Look up again. So that will really brighten the eyes. Again, most of what we can do is in terms of what we eat and how we live our lives, as opposed to what we put on our skin. Okay, can I just get you to lift your head up? Okay, jawline is good. Neck is fine. Hairline. I'm just going to take a step back, if you could just look at me. Okay. And what's your alcohol intake?
Not much, maybe once a month.
Okay. And is that one drink once a month, or is it a few?
Probably about
five. Okay. So sometimes really kind of rosy cheeks can indicate something wrong with the liver. But I would say that yours aren't that bad. In fact, it is very healthy to have rosy cheeks, but definitely the diet and looking at getting some enzyme, some kind of healthy bacteria back in the stomach will definitely really help with that. Okay. Do you have any questions or anything?
No, I think just maybe when I'm in the sun, I should use a higher factor on my face.
Yeah, it's definitely about the SPF, but also about what you do with your skin afterwards. So making sure that you use an after sun, things like that. Okay. Were there any products that you are interested in at all that I've used on you today?
The cream was very nice.
This one?
Yeah, okay. Very nice.
I'll make a note of that, and I'm going to give you a list of all my recommendations and a write-up of what I've found today.
Yeah.
And we do offer a service here where you can have a microscopic camera look at all of the pores on your face. So obviously today we looked at kind of face mapping and what each of the organs and how they relate to the skin, but we do offer like more of a skin in-depth analysis. Would you be interested?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll share the details of that with you as well. Okay. Alright, well, I'll let you sort yourself out and then I'll meet you at the front.
Great, thank you.
Oh, I'll just take these out of your hair as well. Let me just sort that hair out for you. Okay,
Thank you.